Netflix's political drama series The Diplomat must immediately resolve one major point of concern with its new Season 3 character, Todd Penn, played by the West Wing alum and three-time Emmy winner Bradley Whitford. Penn will become the first gentleman of the United States after his wife, Grace Penn, played by Oscar and Emmy winner Allison Janney, ascends to the presidency after President Rayburn dies in The Diplomat Season 2 finale. Whitford is the biggest addition to the cast of The Diplomat, which will be released sometime in the fall of 2025 and has already been renewed for a fourth season at Netflix. The Season 2 finale of The Diplomat was full of twists, mainly about who was actually behind the attack on the British aircraft carrier, the HMS Courageous. Although US Ambassador Kate Weiler, played by Emmy nominee Kerry Russell, was certain that British Prime Minister Trowbridge had hired a Russian mercenary named Roman Lenkov to stage a friendly fire attack for political gain, Kate discovers that the true mastermind behind the plot was Vice President Grace Penn. Now that Grace becomes the president in The Diplomat Season 3, Kate will be forced to keep her secret as her vice president. Bradley Whitford's Todd Penn misplaced a $6.3 million grant in The Diplomat Season 2. He was the reason Grace planned to step down from her role as VP. Before Grace ascended to the presidency at the end of The Diplomat Season 2, she was going to step down as vice president because of her husband's financial scandal. Todd had apparently misplaced a $6.3 million knee grant, which was set to be covered in an article that, once published, would have greatly damaged both Grace's reputation and that of President Rayburn and his administration. In order to prevent backlash against President Rayburn, Grace was going to volunteer to step down. Surprisingly, Kate advised Grace not to step down once the story broke and instead to take the hit from the press and maintain her role as VP. After President Rayburn died and Grace was named acting president, the threat of Todd's financial scheme essentially vanished. Although Todd wasn't seen on screen in The Diplomat Season 2, his arrival in Season 3 already has major implications for his character and the tone that will be established between the Penns and the Weilers. Grace preps Kate for the vice presidency, a role that she was reluctant to accept, during her appearance in the last 2 episodes of The Diplomat Season 2. Little did Kate know that she wouldn't just be taking Grace's position but also working under her in Season 3. The Diplomat Season 3's teaser suggests that Todd Penn won't face any consequences. He and Grace have made themselves immune from previous crimes. Now that Todd enters the fray as the first gentleman in The Diplomat Season 3, his scandal will likely be dropped or forgotten altogether. As suggested in the Season 3 teaser trailer, he has seemingly become untouchable and won't face any consequences, whether the story ever comes out or not. By comparison, Grace's political scandal as the one behind the attack on the HMS Courageous is much more significant than his financial scandal. Because of this, Todd's past may be addressed, and the story may come out, but he and Grace have made themselves immune to the law. Not only will Kate and Hal have to tread lightly around President Grace Penn, but her husband, Todd, as well. Kate swore to Grace that she would keep her secret about the HMS Courageous between the two of them, although Hal telling President Rayburn about it literally caused him to have a heart attack and die. While Grace will be incredibly occupied with the demands of the presidency, it appears that the scandalous Todd will be primarily concerned with keeping an eye on Kate, whose virtuous approach to politics makes her a threat to Grace. Todd also appears to have injured his hand in the Diplomat Season 3 trailer, suggesting he's either clumsy or even dangerous.